7 months ago, Heart of Thorns was released, and with it a whole bunch of guild upgrades for us to throw our money at in the hope that all our problems would go away. Welcome to Game Slobs, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 10 list of updates that guilds still need. Number 10, Visual Errors and Bugs. If any of you have been watching my previous videos, you will know that I have personally been jumping up and down about the guild hall banners that are still back to front, 2 of which are completely bugged and show nothing but checkerboards. Aside from this, there are also passages that look like you can run or swim through, but actually have an invisible wall in front of them, seemingly making part of the guild hall a little incomplete. Whereas on the flip side, there are also walls that look perfectly legitimate, but players can pass right through them and get themselves stuck outside the map. Number 9, guild hall music. Granted, it's not that big a deal, but having the option to switch your guild hall's background music to the caverns makes for an appropriate background theme, only to find that it will not save as your guild's default music, whereas all the others do. Sorry guys, it just wasn't meant to be. In at number 8, Guild Anthems. Anthems were intended as a fanfare tune that would play when you complete a task as a guild. Following on from the last point, we were promised this neat little feature with Heart of Thorns through in-game unlocks and crafting, the permissions for which currently exist in the game, and there is even a reference to the upgrade in the treasury, but still has not been added to the game. Perhaps the Anthem team was moved on to the next expansion development team. It wouldn't be the first time. Number 7, ranks and permissions. Since all these new features were added, the list of permissions has grown exponentially. But still, with no way around the growing issue of admin lower ranks, any guild leader will tell you that he or she would love to allow everyone to have invite permissions. But the danger is that anyone with this rank can also kick everyone from your guild, leaving you the sole survivor of the guild, Billy No Mates, sad. Since the April patch, Resonance has also been made redundant, which makes this permission pretty useless, along with the guild upgrades permission, which becomes useless once you hit maximum guild level. The very structure of the permissions tab often leaves me asking, what does that permission do? Due to the lack of information given in tooltips, and indeed the name of said permission. A simple fix for this would be to split the panel up into sections, allowing for drop-down menus for World v World permissions, guild hall permissions, consumable permissions, and so on. The expansion of permissions thereafter should be much clearer. Aided by better tooltip information, the permissions tab would be an actual feature instead of a brain fart. Number 6, guild currency. With each passing day, another guild reaches max level, leaving members of guilds asking, what now? Over the passing days, your Ethereum caps, Favour is locked at 6,000, Resonance is redundant, and Influence still seems to be coming in from some alternate universe no matter how much you try to spend it. Since the Residence Converter NPC has now been removed from guild halls as of the April patch, there is now no helpful way to actually spend your influence either. Meaning that once your guild reaches level 64, you are at a complete standstill, and guild missions become a little more redundant as you gain no favour from them whatsoever. Praise the 6 for commendations. A simple fix for this would be to include an NPC that allows a guild to convert Ethereum and favour into something that guilds can use. Perhaps basic decorations, or even the event decorations that your guild didn't collect enough of during Winter's Day, Halloween, or Super Adventure Box. We're digging a little deeper now with number 5, decoration controls. Anyone who has experienced decorating has come up against the horrendously designed mechanics and controls for it. Building a jumping puzzle was a perk for any guild, and many were excited about it. That is, until they discovered that building decorations in mid-air required a stupid amount of time, stacking decorations up from the floor to place the desired decoration on top. Then removing the unwanted decorations, repeat the process a few hundred times, and you've got yourself a guild hall jumping puzzle, minus 6 hours of your life that you're never getting back. Most of us have discovered that you can rotate a decoration on the spot of your choice, but why has the option for moving the decoration up and down not been factored into the mechanics with a simple scroll of the mouse wheel? I'm not sure either. Some of you may have noticed that many decorations have a rather strange anchor point, being in the centre. This means that to get the most out of a super rock platform, you will actually have to do the old trick of stacking up other decorations to place the platform on, so as not to have half of this decoration vanish inside a wall. Thinking vertically, let's take the Lion Fountain, which has an anchor point that causes you to lose a huge portion of the base inside the ground. The only way to remedy this horrific anchor point is to place it on top of another decoration, which is then lost and can no longer be used. Number 4. PvP mode? It's no secret that the Guildhall Arena does not allow you to test your PvP build or even play with a PvP build. It is a PvE build in a PvP setting. Really? Is this actually happening? Further to this little joke, there are no decoration mechanics that allow you to place your own capture points. There is no way to set up a point system, victory conditions. Where is the NPCs shout, "Your team is victorious"? Why, ArenaNet? Why? The arena has some great potential, if done correctly, but I have to wonder why they did not allow us to add in steps up to platforms, and potentially run along walls and drop AoEs on your enemy below, which would add a whole new level to the arena. Pardon the pun. After all, how often do you play PvP or World v World without the ability to stand up on a higher platform than your enemy? Thus, making the arena pretty useless at present. Number 3. The missing NPCs. Anyone who has tried to level up a scribe will know the pain and torment of running out of materials. Did you ever think that some of the major cities were bad for having to run back and forth between crafting stations and the trading post? Well, add in a loading screen to Lion's Arch and you've got yourself one frustrated scriber. From day one, I believed that the market would eventually include a trading post agent NPC within the Guildhall because, I mean, ArenaNet wouldn't really expect us to keep teleporting between Lion's Arch and the Guildhall, would they? Oh, okay. Yes, they would. This is one of the most frequent complaints I'm sure any guild hears about in guild chat. But thankfully this is a pretty simple fix for ArenaNet to add in, so hopefully this will be coming soon. But what about all the other crafting stations? Well, I'm sure you've heard the age-old argument that they will not be added to guild halls because it will make most major city populations drop. Well, I don't care what anyone says, Lion's Arch will always be AFK central, so no danger and empty map there. But okay. Let's be honest, other crafting stations don't need to be in the Guildhall, so how about a scribable recipe for each crafting station to be added to the Guildhall? We have already seen decorations we can interact with on some basic level, so this shouldn't be any more difficult. Let's take the mechanical orchestra as an example of the collection that would be needed to add these stations. So you'd need to do a collection to obtain the recipe, and then the recipe costs an absolute bomb. Perhaps throw in the unique back item from that specific crafting station, maybe a gift of metal, a gift of wood, or a gift of fortune. Yeah, sounds like a ball ache, sounds horrendous, but it means these stations stay a perk of your guild hall. Number 2, maps, maps, maps. We've all been there. Wow, there is a whole 5 people in your guild hall. Time to open a larger instance of the map. Okay, fine. More people arrive. Time to open another new instance, and another, and another. God damn it. All I wanted to do is have a go on the jumping puzzle someone just made. Even a small increase to the initial map capacity from 5 to say 15 to 20 would make a monumental difference to this mechanic. Finally, number 1, a reason to represent. Since guild halls came along, the ability to pick and choose which boosts you want to bless your guilds with was taken away. For most guilds, this was a monumental selling point for recruiting new members. Now that the tavern is here, guilds no longer have the power to bless their members with multiple bonuses. Instead, they are now given a choice of which boost they want for the next 24 hours, which they can change at any time, but only one at a time. With this feature removed from guilds, we are all now in the same boat when it comes to recruitment. What can we offer you? Well, nothing that every other guild can't offer. This being the case, we see members joining guilds merely to take whatever freebies they can from guild chests, guild nodes, and the odd events that your guild is running. Thus, guilds have become nothing more than a sociable way to freeload. Guilds need some control back so that they have a selling point to offer members and give them a reason to join the guild and represent. Since influence was removed, guilds no longer have a use for members, but members have a use for guilds. And that is my top 10 list of updates guilds still need. Do you agree? Did I miss something? Leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts on what you would like to see in future guild updates. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time on Game Slobs. Ta-ta!
This journey never ends. The hero's journey is to become legend.